you hear the sound of silence. The carousel out in the other room, the music stops. The generator further into the Galleria stops. And so does the pump above you.
We have to leave.
The lights plunge you into darkness, except for one shimmering glow outside the doors to this break room. And you hear footsteps.
Get on either side of the door frame.
We gotta get out of here. We've overstayed our welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold the wood as like a bat.
As you guys are getting ready, you hear the footsteps stop out in the hallway, about maybe 10 feet away from the door, opposite to the direction of the food court. This seems to be if you kept going down the hall, that's where they came from. And you hear a voice out in the hallway say, "I'm not here to hurt you. Please, come out and talk."
I look at the others and I kind of motion for them to stay, and I step out.
You instantly recognize them. They are the figure that you saw who smashed his own skull in, bandages covering his eyes. He's draped in these very drab gray and black robes, obviously stitched together from various sources, like a curtain or a burlap sack or whatever. It's just this patchwork mess of clothes loosely draped on him. You can see he has these sores covering his body that are sprouting various forms of life, mostly mushrooms, but sometimes it's a small sort of beautiful flower, like a marigold or a daisy or something, which gives him a very almost peaceful, ethereal look. And he's holding a small electric hand lantern, and he just says, "Did you get my message?" "Of course you did. Why else would you be here? Are you interested in tending the garden?"
What are you doing here? We're the three from the base. I saw the X's under their names. What have you done with them?
Unfortunate business, that. They failed. They heeded the call, but ended up lacking. But I'm confident about you.
What did they lack?
You can see him process for a second, and he says, "Devotion."
Not gonna lie, mate, we're gonna burn your garden down.
The beautiful thing about life is that sometimes ash nourishes the soil. So burn if you must. Be the destroyer. Life will always survive. And long after you stop breathing, you will decompose, and you too will become nourishment. Nothing you do will last.
I reach out the staff suddenly, I point it, so it's an inch away from his face.
He recoils for a second. You see him wince in pain. You see sort of blood beginning to seep from the wounds that the plant matter sort of retracts from. And now there are just these open, weeping sores all over him. And he says, "So you've discovered our Lord. You can keep it if you'd like. I can make another."
Simon, Wayne.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We killing this fucker?
Well, we should really... Oh, God. Ethics. Would you come back with us willingly?
Wayne.
I mean, and I kind of try to slyly wink to them as if trust me, maybe let's try something different. Maybe let's hear them out, see what they have to say.
You can't be serious.
Alexis, the last time we killed someone or tried to kill someone, it weren't real bad.
He looks at you and he says, "Bad? No. You must... Oh, I apologize. If it went poorly, I have failed you. I meant to give you a vision of our Lord."
Yeah, we had that. We met Ralphus or whoever.
Then should you not be elated? Were you not given the offer?
Yeah, I saw the seed.
His eyes widen, and he
Oops.
beams like a kid on Christmas, and he says, "You saw it? Then it's you. The three of you have been selected by the Lord himself."
Yeah.
We could...
No.
I know, I understand your hesitation, but you've seen what I've done here. You've seen what I've accomplished. You've seen what Ralphus can do.
Yeah, so
life.
Awful.
In what way?
Dead people, fucked up plant monsters and carousels, mates with fucking flowers sprouting out of their skin, mate. No thank you. That's not life. Not for us.
He presents one of the wounds on his arm and he says, "It is not monstrosity, it is healing."
That's what you say.
Do you not bandage your wounds with synthetics? How is this any different, if not more succinct, more natural?
Well, I saw an entire fucking crater eat all my friends, and that wasn't healing, I'll tell you that.
They were giving themselves to Ralphus's cause, nourishment for a better future. Isn't that what we're fighting for? Isn't that what we seek? To regain what we have lost? The people that died, the people that left, isn't what we're looking for. To return life. That is the offer we have been given. I understand you are absolutely within your right to fear Ralphus, but know that they are the bastion of life. They are the god of renewal.
What's in the meteor?
A gift, another gift. Do you not see how bountiful Ralphus' gifts are? That is the beginning, the spores of life, the ability to grant us divinity, at least temporarily, the visions, to be able to see what we want in order to receive Ralphus, but then also to perceive the change we wish to see. And he looks over in the corner of the wall, or sorry, like at the wall beside him, and with a gesture of his hand, he makes a square and he pushes, and you see him make a doorway.
In the foliage or in the wall?
In the wall. He pushes a perfect square out of the wall, and you see it looks exactly like those tunnels that were made.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Listen, Alexis, Simon, any moment this thing could snap its fingers and we'd wake up in our beds. Doesn't seem like there's much we can do, especially not without our automata. We've been fighting this thing for God knows how long, and where has it gotten us? Maybe we should see where this thing wants to take us and what it wants to do. Kind of under my breath towards either Alexis or Simon, the closest one to me, in a way that hopefully this thing can't hear us. I just kind of want to mutter, this might be our one in.
The figure once again sort of extends his arms out, and he looks at you, Alexis, and he says, "May I take a step back?" and gestures to his wounds.
No.
Very well. If suffering is the cost I must pay to spread my Lord's word, then I shall suffer.
I'll let you answer Wayne's stupid fucking question, but I kind of like wink a little bit at Wayne just so like he knows I'm on the same wavelength. I'll let you answer his fucking question so we can get this over and done with.
Please, Wayne, ask your questions.
Where's this thing going? What's your plan with us?
If you have been blessed by Lord Ralphus to see the golden seed, then you must be worthy. You could cultivate it. In your hearts, you could manifest change.
So you want us to become literal gardens? I saw what you did in that bathroom. You want to tie us up and see if a golden seed comes out of our chest? Give our
They
life?
were not tied up.
Yeah, they gave it willingly.
They gave themselves willingly. What would you not do to once again see a forest? To see children play in a park of grass?
And Ralphus is only going to eat some of the people and not the children. Is that what you're telling us?
Ralphus is the embodiment of compassion.
Okay, mate. I saw people swallowed by a sea of fucking foliage. Friends of mine. People that you say are giving themselves to this fucking seraph. Is it a fucking seraph or a horror?
Seraph is the name we have given him, yes.
Fucking figured. And they were swallowed and pulled down and eaten by a thing they didn't even know to fucking worship. So don't tell me they gave themselves willingly. They were coerced or forced or overtaken, and then they were stripped bare and reduced to nothing. So stop with the fucking bullshit.
You saw this in a vision. Do you take everything, every dream that you've ever had?
Shoot this guy in the fucking face.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Cool. He extends his hand, and you're going to have to give me a mobility roll, please.
Me?
Yep.
Oh my.
All right. Can I use my grappler? Is it to get out of the way or something?
There's nowhere really to grapple to.
Yeah, we're in a doorway.
You're like a 5-foot hallway.
That is 0 successes.
Oh boy.
Oh, the three of us die in this room.
The floor opens up into a perfect square. You fall through.
Sure seems like there's room to grapple now, Dan.
It seals shut, and it's just your face sticking out of the ground, enough to breathe. And the figure takes a step forward. His wounds heal now that the effigy covered in concrete, and puts a boot across your face, Alexis, as they stride towards you.
You just hear Alexis like under the boot.
He looks at you, Wayne, and says, "What are you going to do? Shoot me. As he walks over, he flicks his finger and your gun like raises up to him, and he keeps walking over and wraps his hand over the barrel of your gun and he presses it into his chest. And he says, I'm giving you the option for divinity. Don't make me force it upon you.
Listen, we go through that door with you. I'm assuming we'll not see any of our friends again. Then how about this? You let us go back to our base, say goodbye to our loved ones. Same time tomorrow, or today. Depends whatever you reset us to. We'll come back and go through this door with you. Just leave Alexis alone.
He thinks and he says, there is no reset. It was simply a dream. What you experienced is true, except for the hallucination. That was a vision. Heavy-handed, I know, but sometimes when you must convey hard-to-consider options, you must use hard-to-perceive means. But I'll allow you your chance to say goodbye. A fair option. And once again, turns around, walks back past Alexis, this time walking around as to not step on Alexis, waves their hands. You get thrown up again, Alexis, out into open air, turns around and says, tomorrow then.
Do you have a name?
Not for a very long time.
Okay. I might be young. Really, I only know what's happened since the change. But the way I view it, sir, is that day we were stripped of everything. We were stripped of the forests and of the seas and of the sky and of all the things that we used to take for granted. And now I feel like that these seraphs, these otherworldly forces, are just using the things they took from us to dangle in front of us like carrots to get us to work in their favor. Why take it from us if we were in the first place?
The seraphs work independently and under the architect. Their goals don't always align. Those that take. Those that give. I have no other offer of explanation, for divinity is even beyond my understanding. But I've seen what Ralphus offers. So have you. Through our bodies, through our worship, through our sacrifice, we have a tomorrow that lives. And they disappear around the corner, and that light disappears as well, leaving you guys in complete darkness until the generator kicks back up. You hear that pump going again. You see the lights, the carousel music, and you are left by yourselves.
I don't like that guy.
You doing alright, Alexis?
Yeah, that fucking sucked.
Yeah, but I bought us at least a day.
Yeah, I just don't know what we're supposed to do with that. I don't like leaving this guy at our back, but not sure what other fucking choice we have.
All we can do is go back and regroup.
Let's get the fuck out of these fucking tunnels.
As you guys are making your way back towards the base, Simon, you're going to have to give me another endure roll, please.
I just took a bite of snack.
Simon's literally eating. The first time we've ever had someone eat on the podcast.
I'm so hungry.
Wow. Monumental moment.
Oh my god, I was like,
Simon's opened up his mask. He knows he's infected anyway,
No,
so
it's
he's just fucking snacking.
Mushrooms, why not?
Yeah, if we're gonna die, we may as well get high. Actually, if we get high, do we get magic powers?
I'm rolling an endure.
Yes, please.
2 successes, but I do have to roll on the panic dice.
Oh boy.
Again, it's like there's this tickle in your throat that sometimes just like a swallow, like a hard swallow is enough to clear it, but it's not going away, and that fear is beginning to bubble up inside you.
I've got to have a 6 on the panic table.
Plus your stress.
Yeah, it's everything. Yeah.
Okay,
So
6.
in total.
You're good still. You're barely keeping it together.
You're able to get into these tunnels. You know that like it's going to be difficult to get back the way you came, but you know that the tunnels kind of like all connect, and you guys use the tunnel, so you're able to sort of like divert to the way that like into tunnels that you guys normally use that have entrances. And when you get to sort of the gate to the crater, it is unguarded, which is strange.
Yeah, that's not fucking good.
I wonder where he was. He'd probably hear fucking shit up.
Yeah. All right, eyes up. Weapons out. Can we radio?
Yes, you guys are within distance to contact the base.
Maybe you should lead the way, Simon, considering we're not really meant to be active.
Hello, Command? Command, this is Simon.
This is Zandu.
Zandu, there are no guards down here.
Yes, I pulled them.
Oh, and may I ask why?
We are getting ready to receive the visitor.
We're receiving a visitor?
Yes.
Does that name happen to be Ralphus?
There's a brief moment of silence, and Sandu says, we were worried you were outside of communication range. Good. Yes, join us when you can.
What the fuck, lads?
I think he got him. I think. All right.
This isn't good.
It's just us. We shouldn't fucking go meet him. We should just get our automata, scramble out of here. Fucking...
And eradicate everything and everyone.
Yeah, if needs be. We can't let a fucking Seraph loose on the fucking earth.
The information we don't have is how really the seed is cultivated, and what happens with that seed, and how is the meteor really involved.
But, mate, if you're the one that's bringing the seed, maybe we need to make sure you're definitely not there. I'm worried that we try to find more information and we're just playing into their fucking trap. Mr. Prophet seemed really excited that we got this fucking vision, and more so that you saw that thing. What if we deliver them all they need and all they need is you?
Well, what would you like me to do, Alexis?
I wish I fucking knew, but I can't help feeling that every step we take is in a direction they want us to fucking go.
Well, we were given until tomorrow, so I say we go in, we see what's going on, and we just react on the fly. This is above our heads. We're dealing with things that, I don't know if any pilot has dealt with a Seraph and lived.
And we won't be any fucking different if it comes to that. Look, alright, if you want to meet Sandu, is that what you're telling me?
Well, I just want to know what's going on up there.
Okay, we're not on active duty.
Yeah.
You go in, keep your comms open so we can hear what's happening. Find out what you can and get out safe. If not, we'll come and we'll help. And we'll just be on standby. Right, Weyne?
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, this thing could mess with our heads at any moment, so keep our suits on. You get patched up, Simon.
What you guys should do is go to the hangar to make sure that if we have to access our automata, that it isn't impossible.
Yeah.
I feel naked without the strong zero, so
Yeah, you're telling me.
we'll stay close, see what happens, because at least our automata can do some damage to those things, so
Yeah.
we can start with those.
Okay. You guys go ahead, keep comms open, and we'll see what's happening. Act like you've been indoctrinated a little bit. If everyone's been indoctrinated, we just have to go with it.
I would love to... I don't know if we have time, but I would love to, bring this wood to the, lab and get it, studied. Because if it's plant repellent and shit, it might be really helpful in, curing people, or...
I don't think we have time to do research.
Probably don't have time to do research.
Yeah, and the doctors and scientists could all be indoctrinated.
That's fair.
Keep it on you. Use it as our trump card to at least deal with certain situations, okay?
All right.
So you guys
We're still
all...
working on French guy.
Are you guys all going into the base together? Simon, you're going to find Sandu. Wayne
Yes.
and Alexis are going to the
Yeah.
hangar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys get in the sort of cargo elevator that brings you up to the crater level. As the doors slide open, you immediately know something is not right, because you are looking out into the crater, and in front of you are a wall of people, all looking out with their backs towards you, out towards the crater. And you can see that this goes the entire ring that looks out. You can see people on the other side and through the windows on the other side. Some people have climbed the scaffolding outside and are now sitting on that floating office that the head of the mining operations has. They're just up there and sort of with their hands up. There are some people even down into the crater that are on their knees with their hands up, but everyone seems to be in this base looking at the crater.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and think it's a little late for that meeting.
Yeah, but maybe I should take the effigy with me to see if it has an effect on the mind control of Zandu.
All right, pass over.
With the shot.
I'm gonna go find him, I guess.
Okay, you begin going one way. As you pull out the effigy, every now and then, as you pass by someone, you hear them shout in pain. And when you look over, it's one of the people that had something sticking out of them. The fungal growth that kind of surrounded the wound repels, and you can see blood pooling under their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you move away from them, it seals back up, but the blood remains.
That was a bad sound.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that was gross.
Yucky.
That was yucky.
That was yucky, man.
As you're heading towards Sandu's quarters, you find him just standing amongst the rank and file. You almost pass by him before you notice him.
Hello, Commander. Do you guys get the heads up that we have an extra day of grace time before anything goes down? So if you guys want to go relax, take a nap, have a meal?
No response.
Even with the effigy, nothing?
Nope.
Okay. This game is hard in the sense that, like, am I literally going to go to my good friends Niall and Chris here and ask them to kill all these innocent people? Like, is this what this game does to us? Is that we have to literally have a conversation on, hey, do we razz all this potential plant food? Razz. Jesus Christ, Eldritch Automata. Jesus Christ, Dane. Why are you doing this to me?
I put a hand on Simon's shoulder. It's time for the robots.
It's time for the robots.
Worst case, we protect ourselves from whatever's coming, but you saw what happened last time. We were unprepared, right? We were swamped, we were taken, we were killed in instants. I'm not going to feel that burning. Not if I'm not going to wake up tomorrow.
But they don't have the seed.
Yeah, well, then worst case, we stand on the robots and nothing happens, but I need to get inside Achilles right now.
Hey, if we're in our automata, I'm going to make sure no one gets that seed.
All right. I guess that's what we do. Should we set the base to blow up?
We got time for that?
No, we have a day. We were given a day, technically.
That's true. We do have a day.
I don't think we have a fucking day. Judging by what's happening here.
Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. Why am I trusting a mad prophet of a scary plant god? Okay, you're right. Let's just get in the robots. We have a bomb. His name is Weyne.
I need that in a t-shirt.
You rush into the hangar. And you see your automata there. God damn it, my automata.
Automata.
Guys, it's the finale.
You see the automata there. It takes a little longer getting into because you don't have sort of the assistance of your crew, but you're able to get in. Where are you going? Are you raising up to the top of the crater like you did when you met the horrors that were attacking the crater? Are you launching out into the corridors? Where are you going?
I say we go to the top, survey the situation.
I assume the crater, yeah.
Yeah, at least on top we can react either way, right?
Yeah, you go up this elevator, land on the top of the crater, and you get a 360 view of the landscape. There is nothing happening at the crater other than these people all, even when you arrive in your automata, nothing. No, the people outside don't look, nothing is happening. They are completely unmoved. However, down in the corridor, you see a building that has been completely overtaken in plant matter. And you have like a clear shot right down that street. And in it, you see a slightly larger than humanoid figure walking, silhouetted by the sun.
Down the corridor?
Down the corridor towards the crater.
Can I zoom in and see who it is?
Yep. It is the plant seraph that you met in your vision.
No horns this time.
It's just there?
Yep.
No horns?
No horns.
Yeesh.
It looks very humanoid. Other than the fact that, like, because of the distance, they're obviously a little bigger, but like they're not automata sized. Mm-hmm. They're like maybe like 12 feet tall.
This feels like a trap.
Do I take a shot?
I see zero reason not to.
Alexis, Weyne, if this is about to go really south, thank you for the last couple days. Obviously, we had a hard time, but I feel like I grew a lot, and I really appreciated the mentorship I got from the both of you. Even if you didn't mean to give it, I learned a lot.
Simon, I feel like the mentoring was maybe the other way around. And Weyne, if we're gonna die here today, I hope one of them kills me before you do. And I'm grinning, and I'm gripping your shoulder.
Hey, if I die, I hope I at least put up a good fight.
Let's not fucking die. Alright, boys. I don't plan on fucking dying. I don't plan on losing either of you, alright? We're gonna stop this here. We're gonna stop this here.
Roll me some initiative.
Oh boy. 5.
9.
8.
Yeah, before we jump into it, I'm just like, hey kid, remember what I said? Take a second before you take that shot. Make sure it hits.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to also tap my Uncle Weyne strand with that. And I'm using my... I don't know if I go first or not. I don't know if this thing...
You do go first. And also, before I forget to mention it, I am unlocking your hope talents for this
Hope
fight.
talent unlocked. Hey.
As the three of you now seem to be the last bastion of the crater, certainly, but perhaps the world, as a seraph casually descends upon the settlement that you call home, the people that you call friends and family.
It's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty crazy.
I'm starting you all at long distance. as you sort of like move in. Tell me cinematically how you guys are closing in.
I'm going to take my first shot from that height, because long distance is where I want to be. So I think I'm going to wait until Alexis and Weyne, if they're able to do, like, if they can like start their descent as I pull the trigger, to sort of start this all into movement. So the Seraph is distracted by me shooting at it, and maybe isn't able to keep its eyes on Weyne and Alexis right away.
As we're running forward, I comms to Weyne. I'm like, "It's just one of them. Can you keep your sword in check, or your spear?"
I'll do my best. Just maybe let me go first.
All right.
I pull back the bowstring. I'm assuming the sand blowing in the wind. I'm aimed in, dialed in. Simon takes a deep breath, and he fires.
I'm assuming the arrow is shooting down the corridor and the camera's following it, turning around. It goes right between the shoulders of both our automata.
Yeah, you see it rippling in the glass, like the reflective glass, and then we see
it strike as I have 2 successes.
Hell yeah.
Attaboy.
So that's medium damage, and I'm going to bump it up by 1 with my extra success.
So that's 6 points, right?
6 points of damage.
You loose this arrow of light and energy as it scorches the earth, some of the sand turned into glass from the heat of it, and the Seraph raises its hand and catches it mid-flight.
Okay, cool, nice.
Drops it off to the side.
Well,
Great.
And you do not bypass its ego field.
We cannot. 6 does not bypass its ego field. Okay. I bet I'm gonna step off the tower and like descend as well.
Okay. It is Ralphus' turn.
Oh boy.
oh, well,
Okay.
it's been good,
God.
boys.
Yeah.
And Ralphus extends their arms out to sort of like present themselves to you, and in a voice that booms and echoes but seems to like not come from them, says, "I've grown impatient. I've decided today is the day that I plant." And they extend their fingers. These like vines grow out. They plunge them into the earth, and you see a ripple of roots rush through the ground, approach 2 side buildings, and you hear glass and concrete shatter and smash. And then you see a flooding of these plant creatures all smashing out the window to make a barrier between you and him. And there are now 6 plant creatures in the way of you guys. It is Wayne's turn, or sorry, it is Alexis's turn, but if you want to defer to let Weyne go
I'm
first.
definitely deferring. As he says, maybe let me go first. Alexis kind of like slows down and lets him take the charge.
So is it long, medium, short, engage? Is that what it is?
Short and engage are technically the same thing. Engage just means that you have someone right up in your face.
Okay. And the, I guess, barrier of plant creatures is in the medium?
They're medium, yes. So if we're thinking about it, long is where Simon started and where you guys all are technically starting. Medium is where the barricade is. Short is where Ralphus is.
I'm going to turn to Alexis and just be like, maybe have them come to you. So I'm going to make this a little bit messy. I'm going to charge forward towards this cluster of enemies. I do have the automata gear. I do have the charging capability, so my weapon involves movement as part of my action. So I can immediately move 1 zone before resolving my attack. So I guess me moving into medium, I guess it will engage this group. And I will swing my green dragon. I kind of twirl in the air. You see it become wreathed in that flame that you see, and then it kind of grows larger and larger as I slam it down into the ground. With the area and friendly fire tag, I'm gonna hit everything. I got a +2 with my gravitational pulse generator, so it can destabilize nearby enemies. I add an extra 2, and I get a free stunt with all rolls using this to get to a melee force my target prone. I don't know if that's just 1 or I could do multiple, but I'm gonna take a swing. Okay, that is 3 successes. Am I gonna spend this on anything? I can cash in stunts, right?
Yep. So you can pin them down, you can knock them prone, or you can increase your damage, I believe.
Well, I gain a free stunt to immediately force the target prone. Is that all of them?
I would say it's like one.
Sure. I guess the closest one, I'll force prone with that ability. So it's 7 damage. I have a piercing, so their ego field is treated as a -1 lower. I take 1 damage, so I'm at 6. And I have a new ability that I unlocked since the last time we fought. Danger Close. Your automata has been adjusted with high-grade explosives. When calculating damage reduction from the target's ego field with an attack from your automata that has the area descriptor tag, reduce ego field by the amount of successes on the die. So their ego field is -1 already, plus another -3.
Jeez Louise!
And then it's the 7 damage to all of them.
Dang, you didn't know you invited a power gamer to this podcast, baby.
As you run in, just your sheer presence and force of will, you see the ego field manifest for a brief moment and just get shattered. Describe your swing on this full group of enemies with the knowledge that you're one-shotting all of them.
Are they all, like, what are we standing on right now?
You are in the sort of like sand dunes of the corridor.
Okay, cool.
They had an ego field of 4, so it's absolutely gone. So you just obliterate these guys. So please describe your attack.
Yeah, the strong 0 boosts forward, takes a huge leap. You see my weapon get wreathed in flame and kind of the blade grow bigger and bigger with like this fiery plasma energy. And as I kind of bring it down into like the center of this group, it almost kind of, the weapon digs into the ground, and then almost like geysers of flame energy coming up from the ground, it all just shoots up in this entire zone, just obliterating every single little critter in my path. All right, Alexis, coast is clear.
And Alexis, yes, coast is in fact.
Damn, Weyne. As through the fire and the flames, Alexis bursts through, heading dead towards this seraph. As you see those bristles start to stick out again, much like it did when it was berserking, but this time it's almost like, instead of sticking out forwards, they're like almost like sticking out backwards, giving it more of like a sleek, almost like spiky appearance as it starts to glow. And I activate my hope talent as I rush in and swing my axe down on this seraph.
What is your hope talent? Are you telling me?
What is your hope talent?
Jesus, just bursting it.
Well, it lasts for the whole fight.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to tell you what it does if it comes into effect, Dane.
Okay. I just want to showcase it.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to showcase it, but I just want to have the drama. And I say, Simon, I hope you're watching. I'm going to show off.
I am.
I'm going to tap that big sis. It's a whole lot of dice, boys. Okay, so that's 2 successes. But you know what?
Not bad.
I'm going to push myself.
Oh my god, Niles not playing safe.
It's a fucking seraph, boys.
It's true. I guess you keep the 2 6s, right? You just
I keep
reroll
the
everything
2
that wasn't.
sixes, yeah. That's 1 more success. Oh, 2 more successes. And you know what?
So 4 all day.
I have a thing called Glitched Out where I can do this another time, which is my new ability that I bought. So I'm going to fucking swing for the fences here, boys.
You're pushing again?
Yeah.
Are you taking another point of stress?
This one, I will take damage. Actually, yes, I will take another point of stress. And I'm going to take damage next time I fail a roll. That is 6 successes total.
Oof.
So I'm going
Just playing
to
Yahtzee.
hit with 1, dealing 7 damage, and then I'm going to do an additional 5 points of damage, making it 12 points of damage. And my hope talent means I bypass all ego fields for the rest of this battle.
Oh, wow.
Jesus, so even...
So it doesn't reduce it by anything.
I should have read your hero talent.
As Alexis, shining like a goddamn beacon, streaks down the street, like jumps through the fire, and like maybe taking the seraph by surprise as it's not expecting us to do this, like pushes and burns and like cranks all the fucking stress, and like blood starts flowing down her face as she really pushes, and the machine like glitches a little bit and then just buries this axe into its shoulder and does 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And you'll notice
killing a god,
as I
baby!
pull the axe back out, those spikes stay in. Not the only power gamer in here.
We're all power gamers.
Simon,
Yes.
give me a endurance roll, please.
Oh, is this still happening?
Is he becoming a seed?
One success.
You take another point of wits damage as now you begin coughing. It's getting, there's a tightness in your chest and it's beginning to get hard to breathe. And you don't know if it's the fact that you're fighting a seraph. You don't know if it's the spores. You're not sure what maybe it is, but it's getting harder to breathe. And you occasionally have these like coughing fits that make you go red in the face, your veins bulging, your eyes beginning to water.
Yep.
It is your turn.
So I'm going to move over so I'm in medium range of it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to activate my curse. Before I activate my curse, I'm going to use one of my pilot abilities, put on a smile. So this is going to give me a +2 to all my empathy abilities for this scene, but I take an extra stress.
I guess I should also read out that do you want the text on our hope talent?
Yeah, give me that hope text.
Hope talent. When you find someone you know will accept you for who you truly are, hope lives. You are the prestige, the apex, the pinnacle, and you finally believe it in your soul. You cannot be contested. Enemies' ego fields mean nothing to you, and neither do their speed. Enemies cannot reduce your damage with ego fields for the rest of the battle. And it's fucking cool. I was so excited that you said we got them because I was like, I wanted this.
That's so sick, yeah.
Cool. So Curse of the Ancients, because of my put on a smile, I'm rolling 11 dice.
I was really worried about this fight, y'all.
Hey, we saved our big guns.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they haven't attacked yet.
Yeah,
so
no, it's going to go bad real quick.
We'll see what happens.
That's why I was like, I'll give it all, you know what I mean?
Spend it all, yeah.
It's going to be 4 successes.
Okay.
I believe it's medium damage.
So that's 5.
And I'm going to pump it 2 more times. So 7.
So 7.
And it ignores all ego field because it's my curse.
Jesus.
Sick.
But I take 2 damage from using my curse.
It looks fucked up. The axe wound that you have inflicted on it, Alexis, is like festering. You can see the gnarled roots beginning to sort of like repel away from it as your barbs are just sort of like munching away. What does your curse look like, Simon? How does that manifest?
So like last time, Simon, the bow is having to charge, so he sort of puts it on his back, and he gets into range, puts his 2 hands out. The runes on each palm turns that dark purple color as 2 bolts of black lightning burst out from his hands as Simon channels the arcane eldritch power of his robot, and they blast into the seraph.
You've made this thing so fucking bad. It's gonna move its timeline up for when it uses its ultimate ability.
Are you sure? Like, give it one more round.
If it has one.
So it uses first fast action. Just so I get Ryan, Simon is in medium.
Correct.
Alexis is engaged. Chris, are you also in medium, or are you in short as well?
I believe I'm in medium.
Yeah,
because
yes.
That's the most I think I could have moved and attacked, right?
Cool. As Alexis is just like, we've got this. We can do this. We've heard it.
Actually, sorry. If my attack includes a movement, I went from long to medium with my attack. Do I have a movement on top of that? So I could have boosted into the short range, I guess. After,
Great.
he was hoping you would say that, Chris.
Gotta be honest.
Fast action. Ralphus sort of like curls into himself for a second, lifting up into almost like a seed shape himself, and then extends out in sort of like a full cross pattern, then raises his hands to the sky. You see those deer-like antlers appear out of their body, and then you see a wrapping of vines with thorns all over it, and it's going to
hang out, chill, take it easy.
You see roots extend down into the ground. You see them plunge their arms extend like just from standing down into the ground, and they root themselves solid. And then pulling their chest back to extend it, you see it open up, and there is a brilliant golden light, and it's going to attack you with it.
Like a big old beam?
Yeah, like a big fucking like Iron Man repulsor cannon.
Yeah, cool.
And it's getting all of you guys. Actually, no, sorry, it's not getting Simon.
Nice.
It's getting Wayne and
Simon has been hit this whole adventure.
Hey, I'm dying from spores.
That's true.
It's going to do heavy damage, so 7 points of damage. It got 3 successes, and it's going to bump all 3 into further damage. So 10 points of damage across the board.
10 points damage. Okay, so it blows through my ego field, and then I take 6 points of damage. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I was at 6, so I'm down to 0 on my
You have a choice.
You gonna berserk or you gonna die?
You don't die, but you roll on the critical.
Yeah, or you want to take a crit.
I also degrade by 1 on my ego field.
So here's the thing about Weyne. He has a hope talent that affects him berserking, but I haven't activated it yet. So if I'm berserking and then activate it, I don't know if that
I think that changes things.
I
think that's a beautiful way to use your hope talent right now. So if you would like to berserk, I will let you use your hope talent.
I will berserk. So how does that work?
So you fully heal.
Yeah, your durability goes back to the top, and then you do whatever your berserk does, which I've been so it's hurt me to not read these, so I have no idea what it does.
Yeah.
I also don't know what your guys' hope talents do.
Yeah, you see this beam of light just... It's a blast of pure solar radiation at close range as you feel the ego field around your automata gone. Just blows out as you then begin to see sort of it literally eroding the metal plating of your automata as you feel like you guys are about to be melted and burnt alive before the rib cage shut again, and you see sort of those hardened vines wrap around Ralphus again. It is Wayne's turn.
As this huge attack blows the strong 0 on its ass, you see it takes heavy damage. Weyne kind of almost blacks out from it as I take almost a lethal amount of damage. And in Wayne's mind, a lot of thoughts are happening, and he's thinking it's over, they're done for. This was a waste. They didn't achieve anything here. And then as his eyes begin to close and he's about to black out, his automata kind of gets back up. You see the flames that are kind of surrounding his weapon kind of engulf his entire mech. And I now do a tier up damage from the heavy, which is extreme, which is 10.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to turn the entire battlefield into a wasteland, and that doesn't matter who. Ooh. So you see this rage that begins to envelop my automata, and it slowly begins to try to take Weyne as well, as he's just but then he gets hit with a little bit of a realization. He thinks to Alexis, who has had this long time disdain for Weyne. He thinks to Simon, who reminded him in many ways of someone he once cared about very deeply. And for Alexis, Weyne feels like he needs to prove himself, that he is not that person Alexis believed him to be. And for Simon, he just wants to protect that little guy. So as you see, he gets wreathed in this flame. You see the flame turn from a reddish orange to this a bright green as it bursts out, affecting both Alexis and Simon as well, as my hope talent will now activate. When all hell is broken loose and you finally realize that it's time to return to the status quo, hope lives. You have hope for a tomorrow that still stands. All damage done to me and my comrades is halved to a minimum of 1. And if I berserk while using my hope talent, so I'm hoping that this will kind of quell the berserk, I stay in control of my automata until the end of the scene. So that little flicker of hope that I guess maybe didn't always exist, but getting to know both Simon and Alexis, especially the past couple days, that little flicker turns into a full flame that engulfs everyone around us. And we are somewhat protected, and I gain control of my mech.
Man, this game is so fucking cool.
and I'm unleashing all hell upon this fucking thing. So I'm gonna run towards it. I'll get into the engaged range. Sorry, this might hurt, Alexis, but I believe you. You can take it.
This.
And I'm gonna swing down on it. Thinking all those things that I just described, I'm gonna activate my Alexis's disdain for me strand, as well as Simon's reminds me of my wife that got shot up into the sky strand. So I'm gonna,
a better way to say that.
I'm gonna activate both of those as well. I will see. Let's see how many successes I'll do before I activate anything else. So that is, I'm going all in, baby. So that is 7 plus the 3 stress plus the 2. with the anti-gravitational thing. And then I have 2 strands, which each give me 2 more each.
Yep.
That's crazy. With all those dice, I actually have 0 successes, so I'm going to roll the 4 extra that I have on top. Come on, all successes. You know what? Fuck it, push it. I'm pushing it. Stress 4. Do everything. Let me roll the 4 extra that I had to do first. There's 1 success out of that.
Okay,
And then
I'm going to tell you right
everything.
now, you don't need to roll any more dice.
Okay.
You needed 1 success. It has 1 HP left.
And I was about to do 6 on my turn automatically.
Yeah.
Well, this is 10 plus all the ego degradation that I do now.
Yeah.
Damn.
So he does have armor because of the ability he used, but it's not enough to, to protect him.
What happens to the damage in Alexis?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's going to do...
it does have
10.
So 5, right?
It does have, yeah, 5. And I'll take the 1. I'm down to 6 again. As this blasts back and hits both of us, I will deal a shit ton of damage to this thing.
Describe this attack, Weyne. What does this look like as you go in for the kill?
As we're all wreathed in this greenish flame that's both, I guess, supporting us and, I guess, fatal to these seraphs and horrors, you see it all kind of absorb into his blade, much like I don't know if you've seen like the spirit bomb sword that Trunks did in Dragon Ball Super, where it all kind of collected into the energy of his blade. I'm going to bring it down vertically, trying to slice this thing entirely in half. And as the flame kind of goes down its entire body, it'll explode.
As you bring it down, you bring it like center mass right through. There's a brief moment where it hangs in the center of its chest as that radiant golden light begins mixing, little creeps of it, little beams of light begin going out, and you see it mixing with this green fire before you're able to put one final push down and just bisect Ralphus in half and just Alexis.
The fire bursts, the blowback hits Alexis, and even though the fire surrounding her manages to shield her from most of the blow, it shreds what's left of the front of her automata and kicks it back onto the ground. And you see the familiar sight of those spikes reaching forward like it did when it berserked. And you hear through your comms, "No, not again." And Alexis doesn't berserk because she can't let that happen again.
May I interject with my hope talent?
No way.
So,
oh my god.
Knowing what Alexis is about to go through and knowing that the Seraph is dead, Simon gets on the comms and says, "Alexis, Weyne, there is hope in this world. I know I don't know what came before this, but I know that if the 3 of us can do what we just did, if we can be together, there's nothing to be afraid of. We have each other. I love the both of you." And Simon, being the embodiment of hope, when you finally understand the pain and suffering in the world, hope lives. You have the most hope out of anyone. You're not battered and worn down by years of war. Your optimism will carry you through. Express your hope to the others. It's infectious. Characters around you that are berserking or suffering a breakdown regain the stability, set their ego and durability to max, and then I gain a strand with everyone involved.
Oh,
absolutely wild.
That's insane how all of our hope talents and mechs kind of complement each other in this insane way.
As the Seraph goes down, even you, Weyne, your mech calms down fully, even if you had control. And that mouth on yours, Alexis, doesn't even sprout.
As you see, Alexis, it fails to, and as the machine's falling apart, your words stitch it back together.
There's a quiet that washes over the corridor. Smoking plant matter from the creatures that Weyne obliterated lay in twisted, charred clumps. The Seraph lays slain in the streets, split into 2. That golden light in its center just now faint flickers before it completely dissipates entirely. And then there's a brief static over through all your comms, and you hear Sandu say, "Where are the 3 of you? What are you doing right now? There's a Seraph en route. We need you back at base."
Do you guys want to tell him, or should I?
It's already dealt with, sir.
What do you mean it's already dealt with?
You guys were freaking out, so we dealt with it.
There's a stunned silence for a second. You look back at the crater and you can see sort of everyone who was looking out into the crater are now looking out into the corridors, and a mass of people are now just looking out and seeing what you've done. And Sandu says, I think it should be obvious to state, but you have been cleared for active duty again.
Yeah, we figured.
The celebration that night of being able to not only destroy a seraph, but save everyone on the crater is insane. The party goes into the late hours of the night. The mining operations are fully suspended permanently. And the goal now is to find a way to destroy the meteor, or at least make sure that it is never touched again. Plans to relocate and evacuate the crater, most likely to the forge, will begin shortly, as it is obvious to everyone here and everyone elsewhere that this is not a safe place to be, regardless of the benefits of mining this meteor. Can you give me one final indoor roll, Simon?
I was hoping he'd forget.
No successes, and I roll on the panic roll.
Roll me that panic roll first.
That's going to be a 4. So at least I don't... Sorry, it's going to be a 5.
You go to bed after this party. It's been a long couple days, certainly a long day. And as you button down your uniform and climb into bed, you close your eyes, and a soft golden light fills your room. And at first, you don't notice it, but then you feel the burning in your chest. You're going to take a point of wits damage, please.
My wit's at 0.
So you break, and when you break because of this infection, the last thing you, as Simon, remember is looking down and feeling the unbearable heat of this light in your chest, and then something else takes over. As you make your way outside of the base and down into the dunes of the corridor, you continue to walk straight out into the desert until you find a place with nothing around you. And then, with your 2 hands, you begin digging. And you do this for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, until it is shallow enough and deep enough to lie down in. And then you begin to bury yourself. As the last little bit of sand, you're able to cover and wiggle your fingers down beneath the dunes. That light, once again, now reddish in its color, a small, singular sprout breaks through the earth and blossoms. Footsteps approach and kneel down beside it. 2 weathered hands embrace it and say, "My lord, you have been planted."